All right, so who am I here with? Wait, actually, first of all, let me introduce myself. Caden Nexted.
Paxton Myers.
And then
Micah Curtis.
Bet. All right, so we're here to talk about kind of the basketball season, how it's been going so far. Micah has been the, you could say, star for the team.
Number one leading scorer.
Yeah, we can pull up your stats, but I think you're top 2 in the state for rebounds and top 10 for scoring. Very impressive.
Thank you.
Big.
So, yeah, I mean, what has led you guys to be this successful this year?
I think we're being pushed more by our coach, and we got support and people believe in us this year. So, you feel me? We starting to get it going.
Yeah, how do you feel it's changed since last year?
Just the culture, and I just feel like the coaches take their job to a whole nother level this year, and they're just a lot more energy.
That's good.
And then, so this past off season, what have you kind of done to get to the point where you're at right now?
Just staying mentally focused and just letting my stuff off the court correlate on the court, being the best I could be off the court, and just preparing myself well and just thinking the game, eating, breathing, and sleeping it.
And so last night, 2 nights ago, my bad, the 16th, you guys beat Chaska 85-84, and your record now is 6-7. So that's basically a triple increase of what you guys were last year. So,
yeah, that's big.
Yeah. Do you think the coaching change helped that? Is that what you think it is, or do you think it's something else?
Yeah, I think we realized that we don't ever want to be in the position we were in last year. And so it's both ways. The coaches came in with a new mindset, and the players for sure. We just want to be winners because it feels really good.
And so you're scoring 21.8 points per game. Marley with 17.4. How do you think it is playing with your twin? Is that what's that experience like for you?
It feels great because we prepare off the court all the time together. So when we go on there, it just feels really natural, and we just have fun out there because we just want to enjoy playing and dominating out there together.
All right. Well, do you want to give any shout-outs on your teammates? Who do you think's been doing really good this year?
Man, shout out to Noah Margolis, my PG. Shout out to Malik Akindele, and big shout out to Rashad Kimber.
Yeah.
So your next game is against Benil, is that correct?
Yeah.
So Benil has been looking pretty good this year. How do you think you will try and stop Jalen Wilson?
Just be physical and be big, and just outworking with my speed, and just be a big presence out there tomorrow.
And then, yeah, I mean, this year I've noticed a big jump in the team. I've seen it looked like in the past almost like you guys were lacking chemistry or something. I feel like this year without the seniors from last year, it's looks much more different, seeing you guys pass and be more together. And I think that's been something that's been leading you guys to victories, because obviously last year you're 2-25, which is
That's rough.
But yeah. So what do you think has been the most enjoyable part this year with winning games and having doing that with your teammates? What have you what's been the most enjoyable part for you?
Man, we just prepare super hard in practice. We really work, and we're pushed to our limits, and then when we go out there and put it all on the court and bring it all together, it feels great. And you really get closer with your teammates by doing that, because we're out there working for each other and trying to get a win together.
You have anything to say? Anything you want to say?
I'm lost right now.
So is the end of the season is March, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that what is it called? Sections, right?
Sections will start in March.
So where you guys are right now, do you know who you would be playing if the season ended?
We don't know, but it's looking like
Washburn,
Hopkins, or Wayzata.
Okay, so knowing that with Hopkins having Jaden Moore and Anthony Smith, I think and also even Wayzata with Jackson McAndrew, how do you think going up, leading up to March, how do you think you as a team can prepare for what is that, 3 or 4 athletes going D1,
Yeah, those are two big powerhouse schools in basketball, especially.
Yeah.
Well, with Hopkins, they lack size, so just prepare to be big and be able to get into the paint and get to the hoop. And for Wayzata, man, it's just we're just gonna play them up tight and not allow them to get shots, because that's what they're really good at. So we're just gonna keep working on our defense, because that's what's winning us our games, is our defense and the passion, because it will lead to good offense.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, defense is something that every team wants. And, like, I've noticed this is like a NBA kind of, like, comparison, but, like, the Timberwolves, for example, they're holding teams to, like, just, like, I think it's, like, 105 points a game, which is very good. And they're, like, what are they? They're, like, maybe 15th in scoring, right? So you don't need to, like, score a lot in order to win. Is that kind of like what you feel like?
Yeah, Coach talked to us about that yesterday. Like, our offense is going to come as long as we're doing our defense. Like, it's okay if we're not scoring that much, because the defense will take care of everything, for sure.
Yeah. So, thinking of, how many years have you been on varsity now?
Technically, well, this is my second year. Freshman year, I got in a little bit.
Okay. So, has there been, when you've been playing, has there been anyone that's, like, really stood out to you that you played against, or, like, guarded, or, like, is there anyone that's been?
Last year, had to guard Bowden Capkey, Butler commit, 7 foot. So that was difficult. And, man, who else? I had to guard Jackson McAndrew. And had to guard some good players, but it helps a lot to have to go guard someone like Bowden Capkey one game, and then have to go guard some random 6'4" center on another team. It helps a lot, and it builds aggression.
Yeah, so Benilde right now, like, ups your game tomorrow. So Benilde right now is at 5-6, which is really similar to where you guys are at right now. And don't know if you know this, but they were on a 6-game losing streak for their last 2 1 games.
Really?
Do you think that'll, like, play into how they play, or they want, like, redemption for that almost?
I mean, big rivals, so, I mean, we know they're going to come in with energy. We're going to do the same thing. But, we see a lot of our game in theirs, and they're a young team, and just two kind of similar coaching styles, I would say, a little bit. So I'm excited to see where that goes tomorrow. But I hope they come in with a losing mentality for sure.
So in the next, what is it? So you graduate 2025, so you have about like a year and a half left. Where do you want to see, like, where do you see yourself, and like once you graduate, where do you want to like find yourself academically or basketball?
Man, I'm just going to keep working hard in the classroom and bringing it onto the court for sure. I just see myself at a nice D1 school with my brother, and just working on myself as an athlete and as a young black man, and just going to set the tone and just do good stuff for sure.
You mentioned going to D1 school with your brother. Do you want to go with him?
Yeah, for sure. Want to go together and just dominate together and learn together, and for sure go to the same team in school.
That's a good plan.
Do you have a kind of like an idea of where you want to go, like Big Ten, SEC, kind of?
Yeah, Big Ten would be great. University of Minnesota. That's been a big goal for sure. But getting into HBCU schools for sure. So I'm looking at that too.
And then kind of just to wrap things up, you mentioned kind of in the future seeing yourself as a D1 basketball player, but where do you want to see as like a whole? So as St. Louis Park, a basketball team, obviously I'm assuming state would be where you want to see yourself. Is that kind of what you want to see in the future?
Yeah, I see us going to state for sure. We're making a run for it this year. I mean, we started off kind of slow, but at the pace we're going to keep getting a lot better. And by March, we should be prepared to take on anyone and really just be able to compete with anyone for sure.
I think next year you guys will have a much better opportunity or like chance, or
yeah, I mean,
how do you feel about that?
Because we are a new team, but the way our chemistry is building super fast, no reason we shouldn't be a really good team next year and be able to make a big run at it for sure. So I see us in good position next year.
All right. We appreciate your time, Micah. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Thank you, Paxton.